DreamWorks has just released the trailer for its upcoming movie, Dog Man.
What if we sew the dog's head onto the man's body?
But did you catch all the incredible Easter eggs and hidden little details in the trailer for the next big film from Disney's biggest competitor?
Dogman!
Dogman is from the same world as Captain Underpants, and just like his colleague, he also faces various challenges and villains. And one of them appeared in the Dogman movie trailer. At the 1 minute 59 second mark in the trailer, we can see an image that everyone recognizes. That's right, it's Flippy, the telekinetic fish. Flippy first appeared in the Dogman series as an antagonist, the one who disrupted the peace of the protagonist, but over time, he played a smaller role and became more of a side character. Nowadays, some people might forget about Flippy, but here we remember him, and we won't let this Easter egg slip by. The little fish is going to be in the movie, and I'll prove it. As everyone knows, the movie will bring a new story. Not much has been revealed so far, but it's quite likely that they'll include a little bit of the book's storylines, while the rest will be brand new. So, could it be that along with the villain Cat, who we will discuss later in the video, we'll see Flippy return to his origins? Could we see Flippy concocting an evil plan? What schemes is this feared, super powerful fish planning against our hero? One thing's for sure, he didn't come in peace. And to show that the image of Flippy wasn't just a coincidence or something that passed by quickly to trick us, he actually appears multiple times. So get on board, because another Cinewave is starting. On one of the security camera monitors, we can see an image of Flippy inside an aquarium. But the most important moment is at 1 minute and 20 seconds in the trailer, when Flippy appears in the middle of the police board. On these boards, it's common for police officers to place pictures to show the connections a criminal has with others, and at the center is always the one with the most contacts, the most crimes. In other words, the most dangerous. And guess whose photo is right in the middle of the board? That's right, the telekinetic fish. At 1 minute and 24 seconds and 2 minutes and 5 seconds, Flippy appears dead, and on the police board, he shows up 5 times. Does this mean that Petey the cat is going to fool everyone, pretending to be the villain, while Flippy the fish is actually the one trying to take over the world? We'll have to wait for the movie to find out, but I can already imagine how funny it's going to be. A cat and a fish teaming up to defeat a dog. The police chief is a very important character because he's the typical guy who dislikes the protagonist but will probably come to love him as the story progresses. Honestly, who could resist this face? And that's already another Easter egg, since the chief is based on various action movie characters who have many misunderstandings until they finally get along. Moreover, in the trailer, Dogman and his police partner try to disarm a bomb, and you can see that the explosive has multiple wires, but this doesn't happen in real life. This bunch of wires was created to make scenes more intense in action movies, like Lethal Weapon for example, so we already know Dogman is going to make several jokes about action movies. Another known fact is that dogs can't see colors, so Dogman, who at this point in the trailer is still just a regular dog, doesn't know how to disarm the bomb, and apparently neither does his human partner. Now it makes sense why people are running around in a panic. If you're excited to see the Dogman movie and are enjoying the video so far, comment #dog below. Now let's move on to one of the strangest parts of this trailer. I even had to cuddle up a bit more on the couch. At one point in the story, the police officer and his dog are taken to a creepy dungeon, and 2 scientists are put in charge of them. Whose idea was this? Well, I don't know, but the fact is that these two come up with the idea of merging the dog and the officer into one being, and the moment where they both laugh maniacally with lightning in the sky is a reference to classic monster movies, particularly Frankenstein. When the doctor brings the monster to life, the scene is very similar to this. Man, I can't wait to watch the full movie and see what other crazy scenes it'll have.
With all your kung fu skills and your canine fortitude or whatnot.
Even though Flippy shows up several times in the Dogman trailer and will probably make a surprising appearance in the movie, the villain who appears the most, threatening to destroy everything and even destroying his own speech bubble as it pops up over his head, is none other than Petey the cat. This villain could be mistaken for Garfield, but he's got nothing to do with the lasagna-loving kitty. Petey is the main antagonist who became one of the protagonists in the Dogman series. His first appearance was in Super Diaper Baby 2, The Invasion of the Potty Snatchers. However, after his series of heroic acts in Dogman, Lord of the Fleas, Petey was no longer seen as an antagonist. Since the striped cat changed his ways and no longer wants to destroy heroes, it's a bit funny to see him presented as a villain in the Dogman trailer. Maybe he really is some kind of antagonist controlled by Flippy, or by the end of the movie, he'll regret it and team up with Dogman to defeat the greater evil, or will he return to his old ways and continue to stir up trouble for Dogman, the police, and all the city's residents? In the Dogman trailer, from the same fun world as Captain Underpants, we see that there were 2 beings, the police officer and the police dog. After a mysterious accident, the scientists had a crazy idea. What if we combine the dog's head with the officer's body?
idea!
Even though it's a wild idea, that's exactly what they do, and that's how Dogman comes to life. Dave Pilkey is the creator of both Captain Underpants and Dogman. He created the first one when he was 8 years old, and all his friends rolled on the floor laughing. Makes sense, right? And if you're excited for this movie and having fun with this video, click the subscribe button, activate the bell, and enjoy! When the little dog and the police officer are taken to the operations center, we can see their X-ray images, and covering their private parts are 2 leaves. In that same image, we can see a scissor marking, already hinting at what the 2 scientists plan to do with their patients. And while we're still in this scene, the serum they're receiving isn't anything traditional, because both of them are being given cherry juice. Right at the very beginning of the trailer, we already have 2 Easter eggs: the accessibility signs on the hospital door. The place is wheelchair accessible, and the word entrance is written in Braille. Speaking of writing, the sign for Jim's Bank is handwritten, as if someone forgot to put up a proper sign and made it last minute. It also appears on the vault door. Even funnier than the bank sign is the newspaper in this universe, where the date reads, "Today, this year." And check out the cool symbol at the top of the newspaper. That's the logo that George and Harold created for their comic books, Treehouse Comics. They named their brand after their treehouse where they created Dogman. The chief, aside from being very hot-headed, is also a bit of a suck-up to the mayor. He has a mug that says, "I love my mayor." The chief even put a photo of the mayor on the board. When we see Petey driving his vehicle, it's nothing ordinary. The gear shift has a billiard ball on it, and he also has a horn. And to top it off, the tank has a beaver face. With Flippy appearing dead in several scenes, you might be wondering, how did he die? Well, at 2 minutes and 27 seconds, we get the answer. He died from overeating. As everyone knows, Captain Underpants is a super cool character. So far, 12 books have been released, and in 2017, we fans were gifted with an amazing movie. Captain Underpants, the first epic movie, was released in 2017, but even though it was an awesome film, everyone wanted more animation from this fantastic universe. Listening to our request, another movie was created set in the same Captain Underpants universe, and it will be released on January 31st, 2025. I can't wait for that day to come. For now, to build up huge anticipation, they released a super fun, funny, and absurd trailer. We know there's a lot of story in the Dogman universe. After all, there are so many books. Some characters started as villains, but later became heroes, and others have disappeared. Will we see a redemption arc for Flippy and Petey by the end of this first movie? Or will they continue as villains? And maybe we'll see them regret their actions in the next film. Also, will there only be one Dogman movie, or will it become a franchise? If all the books get adapted, there's plenty of story to tell. The first movie hasn't even come out yet, and I already want a second, third, and many more.
Are we there yet?
I'm super excited to watch this movie and catch all these Easter eggs and more. We've got 2 awesome videos lined up that are perfect for you, so you can keep enjoying fun content here with us. Just pick the one you like the most and click on it. Thanks, and enjoy your video.